What's up, everyone? Tajik85 here, and welcome to my Hertha Berlin career mode here in FIFA 21. Now, there are two main reasons why I'm doing a career mode with this particular club. And the first one is that this team, at the time of recording this, which is December 22nd, so you guys are watching this far away from when I'm actually recording this. This team is actually languishing in the bottom half of the Zwei Bundesliga right now in the second division of German football. So, and it's kind of sad considering that they were once a perennial Bundesliga club, so that's the one reason why I have them doing this. And the second reason, which I don't think it's a spoiler, but I mean, if it's a spoiler by now, then I don't even know what to say to you all, but Hertha Berlin actually won Jared HD's EAFC 25 Global Imperialism Challenge. And not only did they become the first German club to win that particular challenge, they became the first team outside the top division of a National League system to win the challenge. So I figured what better way to commemorate that than to do a career mode with this capital club here in Germany. And I did do a career mode in the past in FIFA 20 with Hertha Berlin, though it wasn't actually a bona fide career mode. It was more like short videos. I have that in my Fun with FIFA 20 playlist I have on my channel. But this is the first actual bona fide career mode I'm doing with Hertha Berlin, which I've done a Tasmania Berlin career mode, a Creator Club career mode in FIFA 22, and I also did a Union Berlin career mode for FIFA 23, and I figured, you know what, now is the time to actually give Hertha some love, so... But before we talk about what's in store, not only for this first season, but what's going to be happening in this particular career mode, hopefully you guys have an awesome day today. Hopefully you guys doing well. And I am going to start things off by playing in the preseason tournament. You can see we are in the Group A with Montpellier, Genoa, and Bologna. So we have a French club and two Italian clubs to face. And in Group D, we have Udinese, Sampdoria, West Brom, and Stade Reims in Group B. But next episode will be dedicated to the preseason tournament. And I did mention doing Tasmania Berlin and and Union Berlin in the past, and my manager in both of those was Felicia Magat. And so I figured I'd bring her back. No, she was manager of my Hamburg career mode that I've done in FIFA 21. But I figured I'd bring her back anyway. But, says new owners Burke Revolution. Now, I will show you guys the transfer budget, which this team does have a sizable transfer kitty to begin with, but I did give them an additional $10 million, and that is only because I'm going to be sending youth scouts out, so that $10 million is going to be going towards youth scouts where I can build a decent youth academy. And speaking of youth academy, I have not seen the objectives yet of what the board wants from us, but you can see we have 81.97 million euros, which would normally be 71 million, but like I said, I did add that 10 million financial takeover, which isn't really a whole lot, but like I said, this team really didn't need a whole lot, but you can see objectives, starting with development, which is medium priority, sign at least 3 players younger than 20 years old with potential greater than the average overall rating of players currently in the same position. And they want us to assign 4 players on our youth academy assigned to each of the following positions, which is goalkeeper, defender, midfielder, and forward. Brand exposure, they want us to assign 1 veteran player, which I actually don't have any veteran players in my short list, I don't think, but that is something I do have to prioritize. Within the same season, sign 2 crucial players to make a profit of 50 million. I'm not too earnest about that, I'm being honest. Which is very low priority, thank goodness. But they want us to win their Bundesliga Zwei title, as well as reach around the 16 at DFB Pokal, and of course we're not in Europe, so we don't have to worry about that. But, let's go ahead and take a look at what the board is expecting from us. You can see we are grouped in... Sorry about that, but you can see who we were grouped with. We already saw expectations for scout report. Sasha Otto is our main guy here. But they want us to take a look at Janko Petkovic. So without further ado, let's see what this guy is like. He is a 48 rated right midfielder slash center mid. He 16 years of age, has a potential of up to 92. We also have Patrick Michaels from Canada, who's 59 rated, can either be a left mid or a left winger. We got Brett Evans from the US, who's a goalkeeper, 50 rating. We got Jerome Gregoire from France, 43 rated. Abdul Majid Hamadi from Egypt, 50 rated center forward slash cam. And Salim Akouyen from Morocco, who is 47 rated. But we are going to go ahead and look at development plans. I wish there was a way you can actually change a goalkeeper to a different position, but unfortunately we can't. Patrick Michaels, he has a buttload of pace. Could actually be a cam with that dribbling. But we are going to convert him to a left winger. Jerome Gregoire, we are going to keep him in that center mid position. We are going to work on his skill moves a little bit, as well as his stamina, strength, and passing. Janko Petkovic is the guy that the board wants us to look at. He looks like a winger, so I am going to put him as a right winger. Center forward, I am not going to play a formation that accommodates a center forward, nor am I playing a formation that accommodates a center attacking mid. So I am definitely going to have to get... Which he's shown a lot of physicality. He could actually be a center back, so I'm going to change him to a center back. And Akouyen, I'm going to go ahead and keep him as a striker. It's going to take him 3 weeks as a target man. But we're also going to be sending some youth scouts out, which, let me see here. I'm probably going to be sending scouts out on the 4th, the 6th, and the 8th of every month. So we'll be doing that. And speaking of youth staff, we are going to go ahead and, first of all, we're going to, Kevin Meyer, I'm going to go ahead and fire him. Okay, let's get a 5-star, and Oliver Hager here from Austria. We're going to hire him. We got 4-star, 5-star Neil Schwartz, 3.25. We're going to go ahead and sign him up. And our last scout is going to be a Hungarian, Arpad Balog. We're going to be signing him up. So, but I'm probably going to be sending these guys out to their home nations of Austria, Germany, and Hungary and see what all we can get. But without further ado, I think it's time to actually, for us to take a look at our squad here. And we're going to start with Rune Yerstein, whose contract is expiring in 12 months. He did spend quite a few seasons at Hertha, though he did retire for a little bit, but he did come out of retirement. He's playing for his boyhood club of Hercules, which is playing in the lower divisions of Norway. But I'll probably be looking to move him on. He's 35 years of age anyway, so... Niels Korber, I'm probably going to be looking to move him on too. He's actually a default player here in FIFA 21, though he does not play for Hertha in real life, so I'm going to move him on. Marius Gersbeck is a guy that is playing for Hertha in real life. He is probably going to be my backup goalkeeper. And I do have an idea who I want to sign to replace Yerstein. Karbovnik is the guy that plays for Hertha in real life. He's a left back slash center mid. Though, he is probably going to end up being my backup right back. And I'll tell you why here in just a second. Marvin Plattenhart, a legend of the club. I do plan on keeping him. I don't think he plays anymore. I think he is retired. But he is a club legend. He is not going anywhere. Florian Bach, probably be looking to move him on. I'll probably be looking to transfer him out. Martin Dardai is a guy that I do plan on loaning out, which I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Omar Rekic is another player that I plan on loaning out, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, which Rekic does not play for Hertha in real life. Tony Leisner does. He actually signed from Q Pure. He is going to be my backup center back, and a lot of these players have contracts expiring, which could be a problem, but we'll worry about that here in a bit. Omar Alderete. Now, this is a guy that no longer plays for Hertha in real life, though he did play for them. He actually was not part of the default squad in FIFA 21. He was actually later added in later updates in the game, though whenever because I'm playing with the original squads and I'm not playing with updated squads, so Alderete is going to be one of my starting center backs alongside John Brooks, who does play for Hertha in real life. The American, 76 rated, 27 years of age. I do plan on keeping him for at least a little bit. But Jonjo Kenny, he is a right back, though he is probably, I'm going to be switching him to left back. He is going to be my new starting left back when Plattenhart starts dropping off. So, and as far as my starting right back, I have a guy who has one of the most awesome names in world football, if I'm being honest. And it's Deovaggio Zayfelk is how you pronounce his name. He is a default player known in this game, but he also does play for Hertha in real life alongside Jonjo Kenny. Zayfelk, I'm going to put him in as my starting right back just out of seniority. He's been at the club the longer out of the two, so he's going to be my right back. Now, CDM position, Diego Deme is a guy that does play for Hertha in real life. He is 78 rated. He is higher rated than Guendouzi, but he is going to be my backup CDM. Now, Guendouzi is going to be my starter, and he is on the same category as what Alderete was. He was in FIFA 21, though he was not in the original squads. He was added in the game later, but I added him in the squad just to give him a chance, and I did play with him in a previous career mode. I think it was my Hartlepool career mode that I played with this guy on in FIFA 22, so I'm looking to see how he does. Julian Albrecht, 56 rated, CDM, I'll probably be looking to loan him out. You can see Paul Dardai, another guy that I'm planning on loaning out, which I'm going to go ahead and I'll be doing development plans here pretty soon too. Yes, Stremski out on loan at Paderborn. I'm planning on just keeping him there. Jeremy Dujiak, the former Hamburg center mid. He is going to be my backup center mid behind, which I'll show you guys here pretty soon, but he is going to be a backup. One of my starting center mids is Andreas Bouchalakis, the Greek 27-year-old. He does play for Hertha in real life alongside Michael Cuisance, which you guys should know from my AFC Wimbledon crew mode. This guy's been was absolutely awesome, and hopefully he can repeat that here in this particular career mode. He and Bouchalakis will be my starters. Sessa, I'll be looking at that. He does play for Hertha in real life, though I am planning on loan listing him. Same with Bilal Hussein. I'm going to go ahead and loan list him as well. Edward Loven is out on loan at Augsburg, which I may actually look to recall him, if I'm being honest. He already is 73 rated center mid, though I may end up keeping him. I don't know. It just depends on what happens throughout the season. Fabian Reese is actually going to be my backup winger, 66 rated. I'll be looking at his development plans here in a bit. Maurice Kovic, a guy that I'm maybe looking to move on, so I'm going to go ahead and transfer. Nemanja Radonjic is a guy that I played in my Dijon career mode who did a fantastic job as a backup, but he is going to be my starting winger out on the left-hand side. And he's in the same category as Guendouzi and Alderete. He was added on FIFA 21 later, though he was not in the original squad, so I added him in here. Jon Dagger Thorstensen is going to be my other backup winger. I do plan on bringing in a new starting right winger, which is where Thorstensen is at the time being. John Cordoba is a guy that, again, same category as Radonjic, Alderete, and Guendouzi. He is a guy that was added later on in FIFA 21, though not part of the original squad. I do plan on keeping a hold of him. Florian Niederlechner is a guy that does play for Hertha in real life, though I do plan on moving him on, see if I can get a new starting striker or winger, use him as part of the swap deal. Muhammad Kiprit, his contract is expiring in 12 months. I do plan on loan listing him. And Smel Prevolyak is another guy that I do want to go ahead and loan list, just so he'll get some game time. We also have Davy Selke, who is actually out on loan too. Hopefully he'll grow during his time at Werder Bremen. But we're going to go ahead and look at development plans. And he's actually going to start to drop an overall in 6 weeks, so he'll be dropping down to 76. Korber is a guy that I'm planning on moving on. Gersbeck is a guy that I'm planning on using as a backup. Kabovnik, we're going to go ahead and convert him to the right back. Plattenhardt, we're going to do the same. Bach, I'll be planning to move him on. Dardai, until I get him loan listed, I'm going to give him a plan. Rekic, same thing. Leisner. Okay, 29 weeks on the sweeper. I'll go ahead and take that. Alderete, high. It actually has a pretty decent potential. I think it has a potential of like 81 or 82 or something like that. But we're going to go ahead and put him on that plan. John Brooks, not a whole lot of upside, but I am going to train him as well. John Joe Kenny is going to be my new backup, my new starting left back eventually. And Zay Falk, I'm going to put him as my new starting left back, my right back. Deme, he is showing that he's going to grow, so I'm going to go ahead and... Okay, can I do... I do want him to have a little bit of pace, so I'm going to train him for that. Gendouzi, 16 weeks. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Albrecht, I'm not too worried about him right now. Dardai, I'm actually going to be training him for the left winger role. Dujak, it's only going to take him 7 weeks to be a 72. That's awesome to see. I'm not quite sure offhand what Bouchalakis' potential is. I know Cuisance has high potential. So I'm going to put him on that development plan. Sessa, I'm going to put him on a plan until I get him loaned out. Same with Hussein. Fabian Reese, I'm going to convert him to a right winger. Kovic, I think I already have him transfer listed, so I'm not going to bother with him. Radonjic, we're going to train him on the other side. Thorstensen, Thorsteinsen, I should say. I'm going to train him to the opposite side. Cordoba, I do plan on keeping a hold of him. I'll improve his skill moves and his pace a little bit. And you can see, Niederlechner is not... He'll be lucky if he gets to 79 this season, so I'm just going to go ahead and just not even bother with Niederlechner. Kippert, I'll put him on a plan just until I loan him out. Same with Smel Pervoyak, the Bosnian. Okay, let's go ahead and put that plan on him. Oh. But we're going to go ahead. We're going to transfer list you. Let's see. Transfer list you. Okay, is there anybody else I want to transfer out? I think that's it. So that pretty much is going to be our squad here. Going to the season number 1, and just to show you guys what the squad looks like. You can see Radonjic, Cordoba, and Thorsteinsen make up the front three. Bouchalakis, Cuisance, and Gendouzi make up the midfield. Plattenhardt, Alderete, Brooks, and Zayfalk make up the backline. Jarstein and goal just temporarily. Gersbeck, Kenny, Leisner, Deme, Dujiak, Reese, and Niederlechner make up the bench, though. I may bring in a new striker to go for the bench in that. And Dardai, Hussein, Kabovnik, and Dardai make up the reserves, and you can see everybody else. But my main goal is to bring in a new starting right winger, because Thorsteinsen, he's going to be my backup. I do want to bring in not only do I want to bring in another new starting right winger, I want to bring in another backup center mid, unless I recall, which I may actually do that. You know what, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I said I wasn't, but I'm going to. That way, that'll give me one less thing to worry about. Edward Loven, we're going to go ahead and recall him. Look at his development plan. Give him high work rate, as well as improve his pace. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have Buchalakis out on the bench. I think that's how I'm going to do that. So Dujiak's going to have to just not be in the bench, unfortunately. I'm going to have Loven up front. Actually, I'm going to have Loven alongside Buchalakis, and unfortunately for Cuisance, he's going to have to be on the bench. So Buchalakis and Loven will make up my center midfield alongside Guendouzi. So that takes care of the center mid problem. I do want to bring in a new backup center back. One that has high potential. And of course, I do want to bring in a new starting goalkeeper because Jarstein is going to drop off since he is 35 years of age. So, new starting center back. And also, I'm not sure if because Cordoba is 27. He does have about 3 more good seasons in him. And he does have some upside, though I do plan on bringing in somebody that's higher potential to replace him. So at the very least, Cordoba will be out on the bench. But I could potentially get a new starting striker alongside a new starting right winger. And then a new backup center back. But everything else looks good on this team. And then I'm going to show you guys roles. You can see Zayfalk, I'm going to have captain. Plantenhert's going to take care of free kicks for the time being. Cordoba is going to take care of penalties for the time being. And then Buchalakis and Guendouzi are going to take care of... Which I think I did have Cuisance on here, but I'm going to go ahead. Let's see. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'll keep those roles on them. But we are going to go ahead. We're going to save changes to the team sheet. And we are going to be simming forward here. We are going to sim forward one day. Because I do want to show you guys who I have in my shortlist, who I plan on bringing in before the beginning of the next episode. And also in the next episode, I'll be sending out some youth scouts. Because like I said, every 4th, 6th, and 8th of each month, I'll be bringing in some youth academy talents. So, but we'll take a look at some of the player chats. Zayfalk, I'm going to say we got plenty of work to do. Corba is glad that put him up for sell. Tom, I'm just looking at options. And I'm going to tell these 3 that I'm glad we agree. But before I end this episode, I do want to show you guys the short list that I have. And we are going to start with goalkeepers, which there are 3 that I'm looking at right now. And one of them is Marek Rodak from Fulham. I believe he is 74 rated. He may be too low rated for my liking. But then again, we are in league. We are in the 2nd division, so that might not matter. Justin Bilo is a guy that I used in my Sheffield United career mode back in FIFA 19. I've been meaning to get this guy off and on, but I'm looking right now. I completely forgot about this guy being injury prone, so he might end up being a no. But Lomir Jagovsky is a guy that I'm looking at. When this FIFA was made, he does have high potential. I believe he starts off at a 75 rating, and I think he does have a potential of up to 83, but I'm hoping he goes above that. So he is definitely a guy that I'm looking at to replace Jarstein in between the sticks. Now, as far as backup center backs, there are 2 guys I'm looking at. I'm looking at Sebastian Bornab I was originally going to get this guy in my AFC Wimbledon career mode, but I ended up not picking him up. I ended up going for Yafa Tanganga instead, so because of that, I do want to bring him in. And I also want to bring in Evan and Dika if I can. If I can't bring in Bornov, I do want to bring in Evan and Dika if I can. Though it may be a bit tougher considering he does play for Eintracht Frankfurt, so I may end up having some issues bringing him in. I did have some left backs, which I may yet still bring them in, and maybe not, probably not this year, but maybe as early as next year, I'll be looking to bring in either Tyrell Malacia or Jamal Lewis, which both of them got some good skills about them. Lewis is an early crosser and team player, whereas Malacia is a long throw-in, dives and tackles and speed dribblers, so I don't think I can go wrong with either one of those. Now, center mids I'm no longer going to need prioritize, but I do have a couple on my shortlist, Imran Luza and Michelle Abisher. So those might be guys I'll be looking to pick up in the future. And as far as starting right wingers, there are a couple guys I'm looking at. Callum Hudson-Odoi. I've never bought this guy in a career mode, though I am interested. Only thing is, this guy has an insanely high wage, so that may actually prevent me from getting him. And this is actually one of the guys I'm actually leaning towards getting, and that is Mitchell Van Bergen. You can see he's already wearing blue and white stripes. So if we bring him over, the only thing that's going to change is the badge, basically. But he is actually the guy that I'm leaning towards getting and bringing in as my new starting right winger. Another guy I'm looking at is Brahim Diaz from Real Madrid. Well, he is injury prone, which I did not realize that. And also, being Real Madrid, insanely high wages, that may end up being a problem. And the last guy I'm looking at is Dennis Mann, who I've bought in several career modes in the past. And because of that, I may end up not getting him. I may actually go in for Mitchell Van Bergen instead. But if I can't get Van Bergen for whatever reason, I am going to be going for Dennis Mann, who plays in the Romanian league for FCSB. So that is an option right there. And as far as strikers, there are two guys that I'm looking at. And both these guys are on the last year of their contracts. So I should be able to get them relatively cheap. And I'm going to take a look at Sam Lammers here. You can see he's got the finesse shot, outside foot shot, and technical dribbler traits, which is awesome. He's 23 years old, plays with PSV. And another guy that I'm looking at, which, if I'm not mistaken, I signed this guy in my Tasmanian Berlin career mode, and he was fantastic. And that is Nahuel Bustos. He plays for Club Atletico Talleres in Argentina. And you can see he does have a speed dribbler and technical dribbler traits, which is awesome. And if I'm not mistaken, both of these guys are 74 rated to start off with. But like I said, both these guys on the last year of their contracts. Let me just see here real quick. We don't know enough, and we don't know enough. But we're going to go ahead and go for either one. I'm probably going to use Niederlechner as part of a swap deal for these guys. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who all I can bring in this upcoming season. And but yeah, I'm really looking forward to this, and next time I see you guys, I'm actually going to be beginning things off on the 4th. I'm going to be sending my first youth scout out, and then after that, we are going to go ahead and take care of these preseason games. We have against Genoa, Bologna, and Montpellier. And then after we're done with the preseason, the episode after that will begin Zwei Bundesliga action with its home game against Nuremberg. And then also on the following episode, we'll be getting our first batch of youth scouts in too. So I really hope you guys are looking forward to this particular career mode. I'm excited to actually play with this team again. I've done Tasmania Berlin and Union Berlin in the past. This is my third Berlin club that I'm doing, and because not only are they struggling in real life, but Jared HD, he had his Global Imperialism series, and this team ended up winning the whole thing on that particular thing. So, but yeah, I'm just happy to get not only play as this team, or manage this team, I should say, but also getting back to Germany, because for those of you that are familiar with my channel and my FIFA content, knows that I absolutely love German football, and I'm so happy to come back to this country and experience German football action again. Although we'll be playing preseason tournament the next episode. We'll be getting into the meat and veg of the career mode here. And I just hope you guys are going to be along the ride and hope you guys will find it enjoyable. And I just can't wait to get into this particular career mode. So, but thank you guys so much for watching this. And I will see you guys again next time.